There it is, the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo's new console has mixed responses, but the lineup looks promising. Speaking of... So, we see a lot of things immediately in this frame here. You'll notice the foreground is dominated by a crazy cap store. Hats play a big part in this game, and we'll see a lot of them throughout the trailer. Something else worth noting is the name of the city, New Donk City. The name is clearly a play on New York City, and the world in the trailer reflects it. It's a huge leap from the traditional Mario art style. First thing that I noticed as a former New York resident, the Empire State Building's in the background there. It's pretty sweet. Also something which is probably more alarming, the moon is kind of right there. It seems pretty damn big, meaning it's probably very close. That might be a different planet, as the theme of the game is Mario going on this big journey, and intergalactic travel isn't exactly a new concept to him, let alone interplanetary. Speaking of the sky, there's an aircraft flying past. I can't quite tell if it's the exact one, but it seems to be similar in design to an aircraft Mario uses later in the trailer, if there are multiple, that is. Also, it seems Donkey Kong and the rest of the Kongs have some huge influence over the city, as you can see in the bottom left, at the corner of Dixie and Cranky Street. Oh, finally, a giant tower in center frame, which seems pretty important. We'll get to that later. This art style is really different from any other Mario game we've seen before. Aside from the question marks and the crosswalk indicators, you wouldn't expect this to be a Mario game at all. The people and taxis are bigger and more realistic than anything we've seen in a Mario title. Holy shit, there's the money shot. I've been playing Mario since I was 3 years old, and to be totally honest, I yelped with joy for the first time I watched this moment in the trailer. Mario has never looked this crisp and clear. The seams on his clothes, the individual hairs on his head and mustache are all visible. We also see him in this more realistic looking environment, and I honestly can't tell how to feel about it. Mario looks great, and the world looks great, but Mario himself just looks okay in it. He feels slightly more cartoonish than the rest. He's also super short, but even in his home turf he wasn't amongst the tallest, so that makes sense. Another thing to acknowledge is he instantly takes off his hat and spins it. Like I said, hats and all are a big part of this game. Let's see if he stops in at Diddy's Meat to the left. Wait, that's Diddy's Mart. Shit. An open-world Mario game in a modern city. Never thought I'd see the day. Although a few textures look a bit bland, the colors still pop with the signature Mario vibrance. Overall, Mario himself is still the brightest thing on screen. This is also the first time we get a scale for Mario in a realistic scenario, and he's barely taller than a fire hydrant. He's the height of a toddler. Puts a lot of perspective on his adventures over the years, doesn't it? We see how Mario interacts with the world here. The taxis, which seem to be the only mode of transportation in New Donk City, are essentially moving bounce pads. Mario can also swing on that traffic light fixture. What they don't show us is what happens if Mario gets hit by a car rather than jumping on it. Building-based parkour and a ledge clamber. That's pretty sweet, but nothing mind-blowing. In the far background, you can see some odd red steel beam-looking structure. Odd architecture to just have that there, but hey, it's a Mario game. How did Mario get in this situation? I wonder if there's fall damage. Yep, if there's fall damage, Nintendo just released a trailer where Mario commits suicide. Now let's talk about the world. A large amount of the city's above the clouds, and that red metallic architecture from earlier appears to be used as bridges in some areas. It's kind of neat, actually. A big city with some sky elements. Almost gives off a Bioshock Infinite vibe. Especially with the fact that in the background, there's an airship on a helipad, and the airship's very reminiscent of the one we saw earlier. And we have liftoff. In the background there, you can see the area from the very beginning of the trailer, giving us a bit of a sense of scale of the world. Also, hat-shaped aircraft with hat on the door. Hats! And we're in the desert now. Mario's using a roll move, and the rocks are clear. The buildings are more cartoonish and seem more akin to the Mushroom Kingdom art style. Also, the moon is getting pretty damn close and going all Majora's Mask on us. Umbrella parkour. The architecture and apparel indicate a Mexican aesthetic to this town, which is something worth noting. Also, hat shop! It seems the clear rocks we saw earlier are more akin to ice, looking at the fountain and the power lines, which seem to have icicles on them. Ice in the desert is pretty odd, but it gets cold in the desert at night. Also, these collectibles on the roof give me kind of a Banjo-Kazooie vibe. Cartoonish machines in an otherwise realistic-looking forest. Seems to be the most mixed of the two art styles we've seen so far. Also, yet another hat shop in the background. Hot damn, that water looks great for a Nintendo console. That is all. Magic flowers making a sky bridge. That's actually pretty interesting. I imagine some interesting puzzles will incorporate this, but we'll have to wait and see. There's the signature green pipe. Also, it seems like Mario's swimming has improved quite a bit. Holy hot damn, it's so vibrant and just all around bright and cartoony. I really like the aesthetic of this place. Carrying a turnip. Ha! Callbacks and stuff. Also, the rabbit from Super Mario 64 that would guide you around seems to have returned there to the left. There's some more iconic Mario imagery. You've got the question blocks, a relatively large Spiny, and a hammer bro who seems to have traded his helmet for a chef's hat, given the polygonal food theme this particular world seems to have. It gets cold in the desert at night. The semi-frozen village appears to be chilling for Mario when night rolls around. Also, being an open world game, this might mean we have a day-night cycle rather than just selecting a level with a set time of day a la Mario Sunshine. All these clips are really cool where we see Mario hanging out with various people and creatures and just having a nice time. I like the notion of Mario interacting with the inhabitants of a world rather than simply traversing it. It's a big part of the open world, and it's good to see Nintendo's jumping into it. Mario finally enters one of the many hat stores we've seen. See, they factor in. Oh, hi Peach, nice to see you again, and oh my god, Bowser's a pimp. Yep, weaponized hats, Bowser has become Oddjob. Also, Peach is concerned about Mario again, etc, etc. You've seen that before. There it is. Mario's hat is now a weapon and a traversal tool. Lots of opportunities to be had. Mario's riding a battle lion. Mario's riding a battle lion! A royal wedding. Wow. Because that's worked so great the last few times Bowser tried this. Oh shit, dude, the signature hat has been destroyed. Yeah, we know hats are a big theme in this game and he always will probably get a new one, but Mario's signature hat in itself is a cultural icon, has just been destroyed on screen. Greetings, rabbit creatures! Wait, is that Mr. Harriman in the back? I always knew he was shifty. Still, as goofy as these rabbit guys are, they do have a nefarious vibe to them, and I'm interested to see what role they play in the game. Mario's just so expressive in all of his movements, and even when standing still in this game. It's great to see such an iconic character finally have even more character to him. Floating upside down pyramid because reasons. Reminds me of the fortress from Super Mario 64 where you fought Irok. Oh, damn! That thing is actually kind of scary. Seems to be on top of that giant tower from the very beginning of the trailer, and Mario's having a real bad time with it. Woo! Mario Odyssey! Insert thunderous applause. I'm actually really excited for this. What? I don't... Why? I don't understand what this is or how to feel about it, really. This close-up really allows us to see how much detail has gone into Mario's model, though, specifically areas of hair.
Yeah.
And there you have it, folks. Super Mario Odyssey. I'm very excited for this game. It's honestly the one that's going to sell the Switch for me. Been way too long since we got what was, in my opinion, a proper Mario game. I've been iffy on the Switch since the reveal, but if we're getting stuff like this, I'm more than okay with it. That's all we've got for this trailer. In case this gets a copyright strike, check it out on our VidMe channel, which is linked below. It's there too. If you're already watching this on VidMe, hey, that's pretty sweet. If this gets pulled there too, I'm out of ideas. Anyway, let us know in the comments if you like this kind of video and want to see more trailer breakdowns from us. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to stay rusty.